I would like that for the parade.
Call the Village of Johnsburg, September 3rd, 2019, regular meeting of the President Board of Trustees to order at 7 o'clock. On the roll, Trustee Foreman, Trustee McAvoy. Present. Trustee Curry. Here. Trustee Hagan. Here. Trustee Frost. Here. Trustee Clemstein. Here. Stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
From the floor, Mr. Keel, do you have anything? No? Just checking. Okay. Move to approve the omnibus agenda. You have a motion and a second, please. So moved. Motion by Trustee Curry, seconded by Trustee Hagan.
Can I pull the minutes from last meeting?
You can pull whatever you would like. Minutes. Pull. Anything else anybody would like pulled? With no further discussion outside of the minutes, on the roll, Trustee Clemstein.
Aye.
Trustee Frost.
Aye.
Trustee Hagan.
Aye.
Trustee Curry.
Aye.
Trustee McAvoy.
Aye.
Trustee Foreman.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now, could we have a motion to approve the minutes of the last August 20th and 2019 regular meeting? A motion, please?
So moved.
Second? Okay, we have a motion by Trustee Trustee Frost, second by Trustee Curry. Discussion on the motion. Trustee McAvoy.
When I read through this, it appears that I was raising concerns with regard to legalization of marijuana and intensification on liquor establishments. So I just want to make sure that it's clear that I was not objecting to Canal's request or anything else. What I really brought up was the fact that I think we have to have, as a board, we have to have discussion with regard to legalization of marijuana and how we're going to manage it and handle it in Johnsburg and how we want to do that. So it almost appears, when you read through this, it appears that I'm raising a concern because of their liquor request, and that's not what my intent was.
Right.
So I don't know if you can...
I don't think, you think you're raising a concern, it sounds like you're raising a concern specifically to the Sunnyside Little Store request?
Right, and
I don't read it that way, but...
Well, that's fine. I mean, I just want to clarify that that was not my intention.
Trustee McAvoy says we can have legalized marijuana.
He's what the discussion
No, I'm saying we need to have future discussion.
What I'd like to have is the ordinance committee look at it and compare some other ordinances, and staff look at it, come up with some ideas. I get what you're trying to say, I think. Claudette, did you want to interject
Well,
or
yeah,
something?
first up, I wanted to say that, Kevin, I'll make sure that these minutes reflect that you wanted to clarify your position on that too, so that's
Right.
clear. But also, I think what we'll see happening is it happening in tandem, because it's actually going to be a zoning regulation, but I certainly think that the ordinance committee can be taking a look at what's going forward with zoning. I expect that maybe at your next meeting, I'll have something, prior to that, something for you to look at. I have a draft that Michael and I discussed a bit today, and then you guys can give some feedback as to whether or not the draft reflects.
There's some concerns around town, people are talking about it, where, is it controlled just like smoking in a liquor establishment? I'm sure it is. I mean, it would be. It's got to be 15 feet from the door and all that stuff, but people are raising the concern that is that far enough, I guess. So, I think it's
I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, no.
I'm not,
No. But I said she'd take care of it.
And I would request, I'm not interjecting that all of a sudden there's a marijuana issue there. I'm just saying that, I was just trying to bring it up and say to the trustees that we need to have a discussion about this,
I agree with you, and I think that, you know, if you hear anything from residents' concerns and stuff with that, bring them forward so we know that, because I know there's a lot of talk about it, you know. We'll be like Jamaica, hey, man. So.
Yeah. That's my only concern, because it kind of seems like, you know, I was raising concern because they're making a liquor request, and I interjected the marijuana thing. And maybe I was inappropriate and didn't present it at the right time, but just want to clarify that.
Thank you. Any other clarifications on the minutes? With there being none, and the minutes will be corrected for Mr. McAvoy's concern. On the roll, Trustee Foreman? Trustee McAvoy?
Aye.
Trustee Curry?
Aye.
Trustee Hagan?
Aye.
Trustee Frost? Aye. Trustee Clemside? Motion carried. President's report. Everybody knows that Sunday is Soften and Spiel, I think, and everybody will be here, correct? Okay. Yep. So, make sure there's plenty of candy for everybody. And we also have on the 15th of September, we're going to have a park dedication for a park that's not even there. But we had a donation from Mr. Leonard at in Whispering Ridge over by Radicon. He bought a lot and he donated the lot, and he would like to see a park put there. So we'll use just like we did at Running Brook Farms, we'll use the park donation from that subdivision, put that in a fund, and develop a Leonard Park. So we're going to put the sign out there, put the flagpoles out there on the 15th of September, and Mr. Leonard's going to be there. If you guys could make it, I would appreciate it.
Do you have a time on that?
1 o'clock.
Okay.
What time?
1 o'clock. 15 quick, Mike.
Ed, what time does the parade start? Is it 11?
Parade starts at noon,
What time you want?
and lineup is at 11.
You have to be there by 6.
So if you get there between 11 and 11:30, I'm sure we'll be fine.
I'll say 11 for myself.
Pardon me?
I'll say 11 for myself.
10:30 for you, Greg. Okay.
Is that 1 o'clock? 15.
Okay. Move to approve ordinance 1920-12, amending section 9, signs of the Johnsburg zoning ordinance. Questions, concerns?
I have just a couple of comments. Claudette, you know, when we were doing the electronic signs, there was a lot of discussion about how long
Right.
the images were going to stay put before they rotated. And it looks like we decided on 2 seconds.
Right, and you know, the thing is, if you recall, I think you were still on the Planning and Zoning Commission at the time, Kim and also the village, we all monitored, checked how long those, each screen was cycling, and we realized that, you know, it sounds like 2 seconds doesn't seem long, but it is longer than you realize.
Okay.
And so there's that, what we want to do is prevent things that are strobing or flashing, that are distracting. You want a long enough period of time where people can read the message, at the same time, you move it along so, messages continue, especially when they're two-screen messages, so you get the full message. But that's the sense. I think what we'll have to do is talk to Timothy here. I told him to make sure that he's got all our set for that. He's told me that actually, he has some that are just like the one word that are only going up for like a second or a second and a half. And I said, well, let's set them all for 2 seconds. Let's see how they're cycling. And then...
Can you notice the difference between a second?
Not really.
2 seconds.
But, so that was our sense, that was an adequate amount of time without it appearing like it was flashing or distracting.
And then one other comment on page 37, There's the canopy sign, the image there, says Hotel Mundelein on it.
Yes, good point.
Could we scratch
Let's change that, yeah.
that?
Good point.
Hotel
Absolutely.
Johnsburg. And then the last thing, I'm sorry for
No, it's good.
questioning, there was a bit about the neon, and that we didn't want to, number one, I don't know if neon can flash. First off, physically, it can't flash, but we're prohibiting flashing neon. See what page that was.
And I'm sorry, what page are you on? Just 'cause I know we,
It's early.
yeah,
Yeah.
just probably under the prohibited signs. Wait a minute.
Oh, page 19. Flashing neon is prohibited, 9-11E. I was wondering if that's going to be a problem for anybody, or if that's
I don't know if
standard.
you're gonna see many neons anymore.
Right,
To be
because
honest
it
with
is
you,
It's almost a thing of the
Yeah,
past.
the talent of the color, man.
becoming more difficult to,
Our sign said at 2 seconds now. Our,
I don't think he's made any changes yet until you guys change the ordinance.
because I know right now, wherever they're set at, seems pretty quick to me, as far as reading them.
There's, I know that there's somebody is set for 1 or 1.5, depending on how short the message is. Like if it were to say, you know, happy spring or something, that might go up more quickly because it's a short message. And the other ones.
Well, I think it's something that we can, people could look at right now if we knew what it is right now, because you go by them right now, even on 31. It was over on that, by Greg's house, and I went by it, and it seems like it's really quick. It's like even really fast
You
and
think
hard to
that
read.
we
Because
going
of
by
the
the
speed.
It is
because
distracting.
of the
Right.
speed,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I think if that is 2 seconds, to me, it's too quick.
They're not all set the same right now. What I can do is I'll tell him effective tomorrow, change them all so they're all at 2 seconds. Let's leave them up for a week, and you guys kind of watch both ones in town and the next. And then the next week, you know, give me your feedback, and then we can set them for 3 seconds. If it's like, no, that looks too fast, we can change it up a little bit,
To
okay?
answer your question, yes, you can have a flashing neon sign. You add a flashing transformer according to Google. So that's probably why it's in there, because it is very distracting,
Yeah.
very bright.
So we don't want it.
I don't know.
We don't want
We
it.
don't, so
Yeah.
it is, okay, that's correct.
And, you know, the other thing that's a concern too, and we have to monitor it, especially by users like by the Moose. I know at one point they had some flashing and they had it was red and stuff, and with that traffic signal there,
Get thrown off.
it does throw people off. And, you know, we told them when they put it in, you cannot be utilizing something that might
Well, you can
appear
do that
like
with
a
an
traffic
LED.
signal.
Right.
Then I have one more thing.
Yes.
Page 18 under penalty. And I don't know if this is going to be sticky wicket for the village. The village shall not be responsible to notify the owner or agent of said sign when it is confiscated and placed in storage.
Let's talk about my snacks.
I'm sorry, that's 9-95.
Five, right.
That's what that is, yeah.
You're just going to take the sign and,
They're like snake signs.
Yeah, if they're in the right of way,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They take
You know,
them and-
here's the thing, Beth, we've got them all over, you know, Painter, you know, for
Yeah.
hire, 847, whatever, and those signs that pop up. Randy could make it a full-time job pulling those signs.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
So he takes them and then he puts them at Public Works.
Right.
And then if they ask where the sign went, then we know who it is. And then they come and get them if they're nice or heavy, but then they're told it should be in the right of way.
okay.
The problem, I think,
That is common practice. Where-
Yank them and...
Yeah, yes, because again, they throw them up and then, you know, a week later, he's pulling the same ones again. Or, you know, so, and we do store them for, I think it's 10 days. So it's usually.
It gives them enough time.
It does, and they, you know, and I think most, like the realtors, okay? I
Snake
think,
signs.
yeah, the realtors, I think, are the only people that are ever calling saying, hey, did you pick up my sign? And we're like, yeah, come and get it. You know, and-
Stop putting it where it's not supposed to be.
Right,
Yeah.
but most of them don't.
It's like a
we
service.
usually don't take down nonprofit signs like that either. If they put them up, you know, and it's a Boy Scout or some fundraiser.
No.
Right.
It's gotta get right away.
Temporary, yeah.
And they're temporary, but as long as they pick them up, but sometimes they're not, you know. And you get somebody with a garage sale that puts one out there once in a while, if it's there for a week, let's get rid of it, you know? I mean, but like Claudette says, it's a full-time job just about keeping all the signs.
I had a tree service guy was putting one on my corner,
Yeah.
and it was right here. And I'd go out there and take it down. Next time I go out there, you got it 20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
But this is a really nice ordinance with all the images and everything. I think it makes it very clear to anybody that wants to put a sign up. So I just want to commend your work and the zoning board work. Nice job.
I don't think it's too over the top either, that's the other thing. It's reasonable, it's a reasonable expectation for people to invest this kind of money and put this kind of stuff. It's going to look good, but it's not.
Good, I'm glad to hear that from a business
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
We're not being too restrictive or difficult.
That's why Frank's here, if you got any questions or want to throw darts or anything.
Frank, what are your thoughts about the 2-second or the 3-second or the 4-second flashing intervals?
Yeah, those signs can all be adjusted, the technology now is you can adjust them to really be flashing, and also the lumens, the brightness has been the issue. But I think 2 seconds it is a long time. When you're sitting there 1001, 1002, I mean, it's a long time for plenty of time, I think. I don't think you want it less than that, but I think if you can see both of them, then raise your opinion.
Is there a default setting, though, that these computers come at? Is it 2 seconds default, or?
Not that I know of. I know that owners just put them at wherever they want to put them at. But you don't want any traffic hazard.
Frank, do they take into consideration if somebody's going past that thing at 50, 60 miles an hour?
Well, that's the thing. If they're up against the highway, then you'll see them that they're faster versus in town somewhere.
So we did on 31 with the public works, why we put the sign where we did, the size we did,
Correct.
because at 45, which means 55-ish, there's no time from the time you hit that when you can see it past Gene Blake's place,
Right.
to the time you're trying to race ahead of the guy,
Yeah.
giving it back.
You can't take that into account, I guess.
And you see maybe soften steel, that's what you can have.
It's like, no, it's like this.
Is that in my rearview mirror?
Well, I think the idea of it, let's get them set, and
Tim, it's like this.
look at them.
I'll let you know what
And
they're
we'll,
set at,
you know,
you
you
guys take a look.
see what you feel, I mean, maybe the one by the library should be set different than the one on 31.
And we currently do that. The part that's in the ordinance talks about it defines it as what is considered strobing. And it says, strobing is anything greater than, and we've got 2 seconds in there is considered to be something that is strobing. And that's what you want to avoid, because it's obviously very distracting.
So if you can't read it, it's sort of useless.
Yeah, the trick too, when you're designing the messages for those signs, is trying to do it in a way that you're getting the message clearly across without it being too long, because you don't want people, going,
Read a whole sign,
"What's
yeah."
there?" And try to get it on one screen if you can, or 2 screens if necessary.
I think it's really annoying when they're super bright.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is, it's so bright that, you can't see.
Yeah, especially, yeah.
I'll send you guys an email, let you know when to
When
check
they're
them out
set in.
tomorrow.
That'll be
They'll
fun.
Changed.
All right, anything else on signs?
I had one more thing.
Okay.
The only thing I thought is maybe you can
Yeah.
recall this, on the windows, you have 50% coverage is what's allowed on the windows. On page 29.
Oh, in the storefront.
And I know that for groceries, it's probably really good, but other stores, I don't know if you want that much coverage on the windows for security reasons. Probably
Right.
want driving by.
Well, what are your thoughts? Because I believe that's what Mundeleин's ordinance was.
Yeah,
We didn't change that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just thinking you might want that to be less, maybe 25 or 30%. If
But
there's a
don't
single
they-
storefront that has 50% of their windows covered, that seems like
I
excessive.
think they define it as temporary versus, I think they talk about temporary ones versus,
Well, like Angelo's probably got 30% of theirs covered.
Angelo's,
Yeah. Grocery
telephone
store,
companies,
grocery
AT&T,
store
that
makes
stuff like
sense.
that does all the time. Verizon, AT&T, they want all that too. Your telecom
right.
companies want that too.
Okay.
I think the military recruitment.
We have 50% or 75% for grocery stores. You're thinking maybe it should be 25% for others?
I'm just thinking of a smaller
Sure.
business. You know, if it's a storefront with not that many windows, you got 50% of it covered, it seems like a lot, but that's something.
So you're thinking 25% would be more appropriate, 75% is probably what you're seeing in grocery stores,
Yeah.
so that one's fine.
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on that? Change that to 25%?
Matters on, like, where if you put something next to Discount Tire, let's say Verizon or somebody goes in there, they're gonna want 50%, just because the way they're gonna go down. If you look at where they have in McHenry today too, so it matters on the type of store. And I mean, if you have a regional business downtown area, then it doesn't have the setbacks, and you probably don't want, like Frank's saying, you don't want 50%, that's way too much. But if it's set back farther off a major highway or road, you might want to allow 50%. So I don't want to get too confusing in this, but it matters on the type of business.
I think you just did.
I did. I did. It's the type of business what they're gonna require,
Yeah.
that's what they're asking for.
Yeah, liquor store, also, they usually have a lot of signs.
Liquor stores, insurance agents like that too,
Yeah.
they wanna try to put more on there too, whatever they can do, get more coverage.
Realtors.
Yep, realtors too.
Well, let me do some digging and take a look at some other
Get more
examples.
Let's dig and see.
Give some thought, because we're not looking to approve this tonight, we're
No.
just looking for more feedback, so let's look at that more closely.
Well, let's work the bugs out.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it's a really good document. It tells you what, you know, permit, what needs a permit, what doesn't need a permit, all the definitions are in there. It's really good. Thank you.
Okay. I don't think we have any committee reports from the last meeting because I don't know if anybody had a meeting.
We did.
You did?
We just went over the TIF stuff,
Okay.
we're reviewing it with the finance committee and stuff, getting everybody up to date, so it's good.
Any questions for Greg on the TIF stuff?
Like it won't,
Everybody else I think is fine, right? I mean, maybe some-
Yeah, Davey's been out, well, actually, on a rainy day till late today, he was servicing cars, in-house stuff.
Okay. Okay, we'll see everybody Sunday, I'm sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Good Sunday.
I shouldn't have.
I want to take a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by trustee Foreman, second by trustee Feinstein. On the roll, trustee Foreman.
Aye.
Trustee McAvoy.
Aye.
Trustee Curry.
Aye.
Trustee Hagan.
Aye.
Trustee Frost.
Aye.
Trustee Feinstein. Motion carried.